Welcome to the Dayton Business Spotlight, your source for what's now, what's new, and what's next in the Dayton business community. And now, here's your host, Phil Herzing.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of the Dayton Business Spotlight. Today, I am joined by Vikram Sethi of the Institute of Defense Studies and Education. Thanks for joining us, Vikram.
Thank you, Phil.
Tell us a little bit about how the Institute was established and why.
You said it right. This is a true union of two powerhouses in the Dayton area, Wright Patterson Air Force Base and Wright State University. You understand, you realize the importance of Wright Patterson Air Force Base to this region, the Dayton region, not simply as a Air Force base, but one of the largest Air Force bases in the country. And also a powerhouse of high technology research. The amount and the value, the level of research being conducted here at this base in AFRL and other groups is absolutely amazing and very significant to the Department of Defense.
Okay, so we have all this research going on. It's not just a big field where planes take off and land.
That's absolutely right.
And then we have this university that you're a part of. Talk about how that fits together.
Wright State University has had a 40 years of history and partnership with Wright Patterson Air Force Base. That is our objective, to become the best educational partner with Wright Patterson and the Department of Defense.
So there's a lot of cross-pollination that takes place between the education community here in Dayton and the research and employment aspect of the base, and you're right in the middle of that.
Yes, certainly we are.
Can you give us an example of just one of the many sorts of programs that the Institute has successfully done?
Certainly. Phil, one of the programs that we brought online is a workshop on the psychology of terrorism.
Really?
It is a unique program offered by a retired Army colonel who is now a faculty member and the dean of the School of Professional Psychology, a retired Colonel Larry James, who came after putting in a lot of work, both at Guantanamo and Abu Ghraib, as an Army psychologist, to install in both locations the nation's laws and procedures on how we do treatment of prisoners at both of these locations. His insights into both of these locations, as well as the detainees at these locations, led him to create a program in the psychology of terrorism to understand what drives these individuals, what are the motivators, what are the environmental factors that we as a nation must understand. And so we brought that two-day workshop here at Wright State University, which was extremely well attended and an eye-opener for everybody in that room, and for me certainly.
Well, now, Vikram, how does Dayton, Ohio, how does the city of Dayton fit into all this?
Phil, Dayton is a critical component of why we exist. I would not see this institute in any other location but in Dayton, given the richness of Dayton, given the history of Dayton in aviation, in manufacturing, now in information technology, supplemented by the research that is happening and the work which is happening at Wright Patterson Air Force Base. Dayton has a wealth of knowledge around which we build our programs. With the most per capita PhDs of any city in this country, Dayton has both the defense strength and the commercial strength that brings all of this together for the Institute. And that is why we can create the types of programs that we can create, because the knowledge base is here. The developments which are taking place around the country are all seeded out of Dayton and its industries. And as one of the hubs for innovation, we would not be able to do the programs in supply chain management, defense logistics, and cybersecurity, and information protection, and psychology of terrorism, were it not for the strength of Dayton in these core areas. That's what makes Dayton great.
Yeah, we really have it going on here.
Yes, certainly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Vikram. We are excited about the Institute.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for another edition of the Dayton Business Spotlight. You know, as the United States of America grows and evolves, so many of our components grow and evolve with it. And we have a tremendous educational institute in the Wright State University and a tremendous Air Force base in the Wright Patterson. And we have such wonderful ways of putting it all together right here in Dayton, Ohio. Check out some of our other videos.